What's up, people? It's Soul here, bringing you another video, some food for thought. So, long story short, recently I've been doing a lot more writing, as you can see here, my nice little journal here, my nice little pen, yeah. So, part of it is I've been really embarking on this journey for some soul searching about the things that I like to do in life and the things I love to do. And obviously, with Project 365, you can see that a big part of my life is dancing. I also like, cooking and spending time with my family, and it really made me think a lot. So, a lot of what I've been thinking about recently is my art, my dancing, what makes me happy, and a lot of it is what really defines when you're really excelling in your art. So, overall, when I started dancing, it was really just you either had to learn from somebody or you had to basically piece it out yourself. So, internet really wasn't booming with information. And I can only imagine what people in the 80s had to deal with too, because these people didn't even have internet. It was basically you had to find people. And I think that with that, that's why people from the old generation feel that what we do now as b-boys is very unauthentic, because I think that part of art itself is discovery, and discovery is also tied into emotion. When you discover something very profound, you're very happy, very joyous. And I think all too often now with b-boying is it becomes way too process oriented, way too mechanical, meaning that there's a lot of mechanical processes involved in dancing, and it lacks the soul, so to speak, of what makes a good dancer. But this applies for everybody, in terms of drawing, singing, writing, anything overall. I think that part of what makes you truly become an artist in that form is really the emotional content that is poured into the art itself. So I think a lot of great artists are very emotional beings. I harken back to Picasso, the different periods of his artwork, but you could tell that there was emotion tied into it. He lived in a very tough time, and a lot of his art reflects that. Or Mozart has very somber pieces because he was a very tortured soul, but in his younger days he would be very joyous, and you could tell by the works. So I think that with the distinction that we have as artists, and I'm not talking about just dancing, about anything, it could be cooking, it could be whatever type of thing you do, when it starts deviating from the process to an art is when you pour emotion into it. So when you guys see my videos, I am pouring like the determination, joy, whatever the case may be. So the fact that I'm making progression, I can tell you the feeling I have is the feeling of joy. It's been just so satisfying getting to those steps. And whenever I get a new subscriber to my YouTube channel, it's very satisfying. So I'm trying to make what I do from just a monotonous process to an art. So I figured I just wanted to open up some dialogue about how I'm feeling, and the reason why I've been talking a lot more about different things recently is because being able to write down your thoughts every day about whether it's something frivolous, such as I actually a few days ago attempted to make Reese's peanut butter cup pancakes. So if you guys are interested in that, I'll definitely show you the process I do with that. And it was so much fun discovering things like that without having to just seek out the mechanics of it. It was more just discovery, and I think that every day we should do that. On top of seeking knowledge from books and everything, sometimes just self-discovery is often the best key to us achieving our enlightened self. So I think that also you also learn of what your weaknesses are when you go through this phase. So one of my self-discoveries I've been doing, because I've actually decided to take up meditation again, was one of the big factors was I am seeking this self-validation. So one of my goals obviously is try to get as many YouTube followers as possible, and this I'll be completely candid about it. But I asked myself why I did that, so I really reflected upon it, and I think that it's a deep-seated want of validation of what I'm doing is great. So that's pretty much where I'm coming from with this, and I think that if I were to reflect upon that further, if I let go of that, I think my channel is going to become a lot better, because I'm going to be more real about what I post. So I'm posting a lot of dancing because I just like to show people the progress I do, but I think I'm going to talk about other things. So anyways, if you guys like this, always, I tell you, I am one open dialogue. I want people to, talk about it. I want people to respond. I want people to join in the conversation or bring up topics that I'd love to talk about. So, anyways, I think the other thing I told you weakness wise is I have this weakness for security. So, because everybody, I'm a very cautious person. So, it even shows in my dance. I don't take the risk to go to the next level. So, a lot of times when I'm doing my moves, I'm only doing one of it instead of just going for the next step because I'm so calculating that risk wise, I see that it's not going to work. That I just don't do it. But in the videos recently, as you see, I'm being more mistake prone because I'm just trying to get to that next step. So if I could impart some advice to people like that, just don't be afraid. You're going to make mistakes, but success is built upon the pile of failures you have to get to that next plateau. So thanks for guys for listening. I really appreciate all you guys for watching and talking and subscribing. Anyways, I gotta go, so talk to you later. Peace.